Good evening, hola amigos. This is Carlos Montero. This is from the field. A half an hour show about the World Cup 2022. We are today in front of 974 Stadium where they're playing Japan and Croatia. But let's start, like we always do, with the headlines.
Mbappe leads France to the quarterfinals of Qatar 2022 after beating Poland. Meanwhile, Robert Lewandowski hints at international retirement after Poland's FIFA World Cup exit. By the next World Cup, the Barcelona forward will be almost 38 years old. The second Latin American team still in the World Cup will try to get their ticket to the quarterfinals tonight against South Korea. Venezuela present at the World Cup. 4 Venezuelans were in charge of officiating the match between France and Poland. The head referee was Jesus Valenzuela and was accompanied by 2 assistants, Jorge Urrego, Tuli Moreno, and also Juan Soto in the VAR.
(974) Stadium is going to play Brazil, South Korea, Japan, and Croatia. They are going to extra time. The first round of 16, they finished the first 90-minute tie 1-1. Now they have 2 half times of 15 minutes, and then if they tie, they go to the penalty kicks. But let's see what's happened yesterday. French people, they are celebrating like crazy. Mbappe have a wonderful game. French, they believe they can be champion. Let's go to see what's going on with them.
Mbappe vs Lewandowski. 2 international titans clash in an epic showdown in the round of 16. But the PSG forward came out on top.
Bring it on, France. Bring it on, see you on Saturday. Come on. Saturday, France. Come on, England. See you Saturday, France.
Woo! Go England!
The dream is over for the African champions, Senegal, after being knocked out of the tournament by a ruthless English squad. Gareth Southgate hopes to bring the World Cup back home, but first they will have to beat France in the quarterfinals. Brazil are able to take a deep breath as news comes out that Pelé is recovering from his respiratory infection. The South American team will keep him in mind as they try to qualify to the quarterfinals against South Korea.
Now let's go with the 5 stories of the day that you have to know. Charlie Montero, go ahead.
Mbappe overcomes Pelé and becomes the youngest player in history to score 9 goals in a World Cup. And Giroud becomes France's all-time top goal scorer with 52 goals and surpasses Thierry Henry. England eliminated the champion of Africa, Senegal, and will play France in the quarterfinals. This will be the first time that the teams face each other in a knockout round. Brazil smiles again. Neymar returns to training and will be available for tonight's match against South Korea in the round of 16. Trouble with the English team. Sterling returned home before England's match against Senegal after an armed burglary at his home. In a press conference, English coach Gareth Southgate said, "Of course it's not ideal for the group ahead of a big game, but in these moments, the individual is more important than the group." Baiju becomes the first Indian company to sponsor a FIFA World Cup. The Indian-based education technology provider is also one of Lionel Messi's sponsors.
Charlie was telling us that Mbappe overcame Pelé and becomes the youngest player in history to score 9 goals in a World Cup. I have 2 stories. One is about Pelé. He's just, he's not doing well. He's in a hospital in Sao Paulo. he just tweet, and in the tweet he wished good luck to the Brazilian team that are going to play in the stadium, and he's behind me, and he said, you are going to do great. But now let's go to Mbappe, the youngest player to score 9 goals in a World Cup. Let's see a little bit more about that wonderful football player that have a great future in front of him.
Kylian Mbappe, at only 23 years old, is a star of football at the club and the team selection level. He has won several times national trophies with Paris Saint-Germain and has won FIFA World Cup and UEFA Nations League with France. The France star has scored 9 goals in World Cups, and his objective this year is to revalidate the title of World Champions with the Blues. If he achieves this, he will be the youngest 2-time winner of the maximum tournament of selections. In the last game, he scored 2 goals and assisted for the other. Another world statement for a player that shows up on the world stage with the France jersey. For the moment, it has been like a deja vu from Russia 2018. 4 years ago, a young Kylian Mbappe destroyed Argentina in the round of 16. This year, he did the same against Poland. In the next round, England awaits. However, Kylian became a ninja turtle when the moment needed. With only 23 years, he has the same goal-scoring World Cups that Messi and one more than Cristiano Ronaldo. The heir to the throne is asking for a place in the palace.
I don't know for you, but for me the World Cup is going so fast. It's amazing that tomorrow is going to be the last 2 matches of the round of 16. Then Wednesday and Thursday we are not going to have football, and then on Friday they are going to start with the quarterfinal. Let's see which team they are going to play in the quarterfinals.
France categorically defeat Poland 3-1 with a wonderful performance by Kylian Mbappe, who assisted Olivier Giroud and scored 2 goals to certify the passage of the current champions to the next stage. On the other hand, England started cold, but in the final minutes of the first half, led the match at their convenience. The talent appeared and Jordan Henderson put the 3 Lions teams ahead. In the 45th minute, Harry Kane scored the second for the English, and the second half was a walkover for the Euro Cup runner-up. However, Phil Foden, in an individual play, assisted Bukayo Saka in the definitive 3-0 win over Senegal to seal their place in the quarterfinals.
Two teams from Asia that are playing today, Japan and South Korea. And let's go now to social media. The question of the day, it has to do, the trivia of the day, it has to do with we try to measure your knowledge about the most universal of all sport. Today, trivia is, what was the best performance of an Asian team in a World Cup? We are going to give you the answer later in the show. Please remember to follow us at the field Twitter. We are getting stronger and bigger, and we tweet 24/7. We do a short break. We will be right back with more from the field. This is Carlos Montero from the field. Thank you for being with us. There are 2 teams from Latin America who make it to the round of 16, Brazil and Argentina. Brazil is playing in a few hours in that stadium behind me. Brazil is going to have Neymar, who got hurt in the first match of this World Cup, and let's see how he's going to do. But we want to see how strong is this Brazilian team.
South Americans qualified by taking first place in Group G, beating teams such as Switzerland, Cameroon and Serbia to stand out as strong candidates to beat the absolute champions of the World Cup. In this way, they managed to beat Serbia 2-0 and Switzerland 1-0, although they were defeated by Cameroon 1-0 at the last moment, which proved the good level of the African selections and the performance they have shown in this World Cup. The Brazilians will be back on the field with Neymar in the team if he overcomes the injury he suffered in the debut match. Meanwhile, the Asians have been one of the main surprises in this World Cup by qualifying for the round of 16 in second place in Group H after beating Portugal 2-1, losing to Ghana 3-2 and sending Uruguay home with a 0-0 draw, in a group where everything was defined in the final minutes. Under the leadership of Hyun-Min Soo, the Korean team advances with great expectations against strong teams such as Brazil, ready to continue giving something to talk about in this World Cup.
Brazilian fans, they're walking around, they're looking for the 6th World Cup. Can they do it? They believe it, they can. Charlie Montero was today walking on Doha, and let's see what they were telling him.
How do you think Brazil will do against South Korea tonight?
Oh, we'll do great, for sure. We have a very good expectative about this game. The last game, it was not okay, but it was not the main team. And now we are full power to beat South Korea. We are masters at this game, so Brazil is going to win for sure. And I bet 3-0 result.
There's some rumors that Neymar will be fit to play tonight's game. How important is he for the team?
Yeah, he's the main player, you know. This is Brazil is another team with him, and we are missing him a lot. So he's coming back now, and we are in shape to beat South Korea.
Okay, guys, and can I get a "Eu soy brasileiro con muito orgulho"?
Con muito amor.
Eu soy brasileiro
con muito
orgulho,
con muito amor.
There you have it, Carlos. Brazil is about to play South Korea. We're here in the stadium. Back to you.
Happy people, Brazilian, absolutely. Good luck to them tonight in tonight's match. Poland went home yesterday. There was a lot of controversy because, you know, somebody who's not playing this World Cup is Russia. Poland, it was one of the teams that disqualified Russia for the conflict in Ukraine. Let's put that in context for you to know what's going on between Ukraine and Russia.
The Russian national team was to play in the playoff for one of the 3 European places still left for the World Cup. Their first match was scheduled for March 24th against Poland at home. The measure was adopted on February 27th by the FIFA Council Bureau and the UEFA executive community in view of the special Russian military operation in Ukraine, launched on February 24th. Following the agreements adopted by the FIFA and UEFA, the Russian Soccer Federation issued a statement calling the decision discriminatory and contrary to the spirit of the sport. On March 3rd, Russia had confirmed that it would lodge an appeal with the Court of Arbitration for Sport against the FIFA agreement. After 5 days, on March 8th, the Court of Arbitration for Sport received the appeal filed by the Russian Soccer Union against the decision of the highest body of world football. 1 month later, the Russian Federation withdrew the appeal on April 5th for no apparent reason. The precedent for a similar sanction came on October 1st, 1992, when FIFA announced the expulsion of Yugoslavia from the qualifying round for the 1994 World Cup in the US. As a consequence of the sanctions against Serbia and Montenegro imposed by the UN for the conflict in the Balkans, which had already left them out of the '92 Euro Championship, where Denmark, which took their place, was proclaimed champion.
Messi is denied! The small nation stands tall!
Japan and Croatia, they just finished the half extra time. They had to play another 15, a second half, and then if they keep tying the match, they are going to penalty kick. Let's go to do a short break quickly. I want to say thank you very much to Anguilla, Creative Communication Network, Antigua and Barbuda Broadcasting Service, Dominica Choice Media Network, part of Media Zone, and Grenada Broadcasting Network. Thank you very much for taking our signal. You can see us, they are live. Let's do a short break. Follow us in social media at From the Field. If you want to follow me, at C Montero Oficial. Also, you can follow TeleSUR English and our whole team. We'll be right back. This is Carlos Montero from the field. Brazil is going to play in less than 2 hours. Let's imagine that Brazil wins today, then Brazil wins in quarterfinals. Argentina already won in the round of 16. Let's say Argentina won in the quarterfinal. Then you are going to have a Brazil-Argentina semifinal, something amazing. You know who would love to see that match or love Diego Armando Maradona? Diego is always present with us, the TeleSUR family. He knew all the relationship we have with Brazil. I mean, we are neighbors, but in soccer field, we are not friends. Let's see what Diego and Brazil, the relationship they have.
Brazil is the only country that has played in all the World Cups. Its presence alone makes it a serious candidate to conquer the trophy, which it has already won 5 times. The Verde Amarela was one of the most rivalrous jerseys to Argentina, an opponent that Diego had studied in depth and always respected. As it was in Brazil 2014 and Russia 2018, the expectations of the 5-time champions selection are focused on the figure of Neymar, a player that Diego has known since he was a child, a crack of those we call different.
He's brave. Let's see a Neymar in charge. I think we are going to see a Neymar who will not stay on the left as everyone thinks. The issue about Neymar is that Brazil depends a lot on Neymar to assume his leadership. When Neymar is not on, Brazil has no tools.
In Qatar 2022, Brazil's number 10 Neymar has arrived as the most decisive figure as he was in Russia. Maradona always emphasized his exaggerated simulations at the slightest contact, which have been criticized by all the fans.
Neymar simulates the foul so well that the referees will eat it right away. You can't even curse Neymar. If you curse him, you will get a foul.
In spite of the rivalry between Argentina and Brazil, good humor was always present in Diego, so much so that he even dared to record an advertisement for a Brazilian soft drink wearing the Brazilian uniform. Beyond the jokes and the eternal rivalry, Diego's relationship with Brazil was always one of enormous mutual admiration. Every time he faced the green and yellow team, he did it with the utmost commitment and respect.
Last night, England sent home Senegal. Tonight, another African team is going to play Morocco against Spain. It's going to be a really exciting game. Morocco has been doing great in this World Cup. We got this story for you.
The Moroccans are in first place in Group F after beating Belgium and Canada and being tied with Croatia. The path of the Africans has been incredible as they have been able to match their best performance in World Cups since they reached the round of 16 in Mexico '86, so it is very likely that they can surprise in this meeting against Spain, with whom they already played in Russia 2018, drawing 2-2. Among the great strengths of Walid Regragi's team are the fearsome Hakim Ziyech and Youssef An-Nesyri, as well as midfielder Sofian Amrabat. The Spanish, on the other hand, although they started this World Cup with favorable forecast, have gradually declined with a performance that has not been up to the level of the 7-0 they scored against Costa Rica in their debut match, which was evidenced by the 1-1 draw with Germany and finally with a 2-1 defeat against Japan, costing them the first position in Group E. The South Africa 2010 champions will not have it easy against the Morocco team that has been one of the great revelations of this World Cup and that has all the tools to beat them despite being a significantly superior team.
Let's go back to Charlie Montero. He talks to a lot of Brazilian fans. Let's see what they have to say.
Hi, Carlos. We're here outside of Souk Waqif Marketplace, and in just a few hours, Brazil's be playing against South Korea. So I want to know what fans have to say about tonight's match. My friend, welcome. How do you see the game tonight?
I'm pretty confident that the game would be I wouldn't say it's going to be easy, but it's going to be tough because it's round of 16. So the winner will go to the next round, and the loser will say goodbye to the World Cup. So I think Brazil is going to win 2-0 tonight, and we hope that we get to the final.
And how important is it that Neymar's going to play tonight?
It's very important, actually. We saw the previous game. It was so bad. I don't know why exactly. We don't have enough left backs. Daniel is injured, and also Alex Telles is injured. So I'm not sure what the lineup will be tonight. But the important thing is that Neymar is back. So hopefully we will score more goals this game.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hexa Brazil.
Hexa.
Yeah.
Where or how?
No, how do you see the game? Do you think they're going to win?
I think it will be very easy. Brazil will win at least 3-0.
3-0.
Yeah, at least. One with penalty. Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be easy, but I think Brazil is going to win.
By how much?
Let's say 2-1. 2-1 in a full time. No extra time.
No extra time.
Yep.
And how important is it that Neymar's playing today?
Against South Korea, it's not very important. Maybe on the quarterfinal. But today, we have many players. I think if you will open with Bruno Guimaraes, it will be nice. But even without Neymar and Bruno, we can win.
I do agree.
You agree?
Yeah, I do agree.
Okay. And last question, how far will Brazil make it in the World Cup?
I think we are going to win the World Cup now. For sure.
I think they're going to come to the final. The question, what's going to happen at the final, it's a good question. But I think that
FIFA want to give to Messi the cup, but I think Brazil will take it from FIFA too.
Before the break, we launched the trivia of the day. The question was, what was the best performance of an Asian team in a World Cup? The answer, South Korea was the fourth of the 2002 FIFA World Cup.
The best performance by a team from the Asian Football Confederation came at the 2002 Korea-Japan World Cup, where the host nation finished a historic 4th place. On that occasion, the South Koreans finished top of Group D, ahead of the United States, Portugal and Poland. They defeated Italy 2-1 in the round of 16, won on penalties against Spain in the quarterfinals, and finally lost 1-0 to Germany in the semifinals. After that, in the 3rd and 4th place match, they lost 3-2 to Turkey, closing a historic performance.
From the field here in Qatar. Let's go now. We invite you to participate in our Twitter account on the challenge. Complete the sentence. Today, the question is: the Brazilian national team in Qatar 2022 will finish as a place. Charlie answers at 3rd place. Yolanda 1st place. Del Callado, 1st place. We have to talk to Charlie Montero. Oh, Charlie, I'm sorry. I was already getting mad with Charlie. Charlie said 3rd place, number 3, because if not, Charlie was going to go home tonight. Okay, guys, let's see who is playing tomorrow.
Will be be the one between Morocco and Spain and the second one between Portugal and Switzerland. A priori, Spain and Portugal start as favorites to win, but it is important to say that Morocco comes to this fast undefeated and first in their group over Croatia, the current runner-up, and Switzerland is always a very disciplined and tactically disciplined rival. Therefore, there will be two very interesting matches.
This is all for today. Thank you for being with us. We see you tomorrow at the same time. Hasta luego, amigos.